Pete being our firstborn, that's all we knew. So wherever he was developmentally, we thought was normal. And he's just a fun, great little kid.
So it was when we took Pete to preschool. I believe it was his first day. He went to Little Saints at Sacred Heart, and it was his teacher that suggested that maybe he needed some work with his speech and language. So she suggested speech therapy. I think it was October is we had a meeting with the school, and they suggested that Pete might benefit from supported childhood development. So we ended up getting in touch with Shauna at Reach, and we got the referral put through for that. And then at the same time, we went to speech therapy at Fraser Health, and they suggested that why don't you just have everything through Reach. So we transferred speech to Reach, and this is where it all began. Pete was, I believe, 3 years old when he started attending Reach, and our first session was with Katie, our speech therapist. It's just such a welcoming environment. Kids have so much fun there. Pete loves going to Reach. I mean, he asks me are we going to Reach today? And I'm like, yeah, we are. We're seeing, Katie, we're seeing Christine, we're gonna go see Lauren. He's like, all right, Christine, fine motor, but it's just it's awesome for parents because you get to, participate as well. And it's just, it's just a fun, welcoming environment,
It wasn't so much a challenge, it was just a huge benefit. Having the support was, it created immediate positive benefits. So for example, having the in-classroom support, we noticed a huge difference from his previous year of preschool. He would come out of it before he looked a bit shell-shocked, whereas now he'd come out and he'd be happy and he'd be talking, and you could tell he really got a lot more out of it. So very, very beneficial.
What has benefited Pete having his support worker is that he does have a fear of public washrooms. So throughout the school year, they would bring him into the washroom and actually sit him on the toilet with his pants on. So that has introduced him to using the bathroom at school and, in other places that aren't Grandma and Grandpa's house or our house. So he's slowly getting over his fear of washrooms and loud noises.
Well, I guess one of the things is that it wasn't just one thing, it was several things. And so we were working on a bunch of different things, and it was really nice to have support in all of those different areas. Things from eating, fine motor skills, gross motor skills, the speech therapy. Yeah. There was a whole myriad of them, and it was really nice to have support in all those.
Goals were set, but they were attainable ones. So, so at the end of each session or, each home session, you could go to his next appointment and be like, yay, I did it, So it'd be instead of cutting a whole piece of paper, if Pete could do 2 cuts, that would be awesome. With speech, if we could just work on, sizes small, medium, large. If he could, tell Katie what the difference was, that was a huge win. So it was just attainable goals.
Thing like working with the gross motor, they wanted him to work on climbing more. So then we had it in our minds that we would take him to the playground and specifically be looking at it. I want you to climb up that ladder and so forth. And it was, definitely achievable and attainable. And whenever he did it, it felt really good. And we can come back and talk to the therapist and say, yeah, we accomplished that. It was a good goal, and we did it.
What's our biggest takeaway from Reach? I would say we are huge proponents of earlier intervention. As parents, we get it. It's very difficult, to be called, and go in and talk to the teachers, and they say, maybe your child would benefit from such and such. We did have a hard time hearing it. But you know what? Early intervention is so beneficial for your child. Pete has grown leaps and bounds. I can't even describe it. And you know what? So have we. It has been so helpful for us to get the tools to help him with his development. So, do it for your child. Our vision for Pete for the future, I would say, just be successful at school. He does talk about wanting to be a doctor, so that's pretty cool. Just being able to, be independent and successful at whatever he does, that's our goal. And, whatever makes him happy too, so.